Muslims are thriving in the UK. They are opening masjids, Islamic schools, successful businesses, and are showing how pleased they are to be following Islam. People are converting left and right, and that makes a lot of people envious and angry. So bitter that they now try to spread the idea that Muslims are taking over the capital and that the days of native British folks are threatened by Muslims.
In Britain, a new right-wing group has begun its own patrols, and it is targeting Muslims with prejudice.
You won't be happy until England no longer exists. It's like a multicultural cesspit.
We've got to stop putting our heads in the sand and allowing this Islamic extremist cancer to grow in our country. We've got to confront it head on, and that's what we seek to do.
And such statements are not only held by random citizens, but also by very famous politicians like Katie Hopkins, who notoriously called London Londonistan on X.
The Muslim majority is getting increasingly strong. So we're fucked in the way that demographically we're already gone. 7 out of 10 new entrants to schools in London are Muslim children. No problem, but demographically that tells you something. Most common name in the country, Mohammed II, Mohammed. It tells you something.
The term Londonistan has been used by some to describe London, with connotations of the city being overrun by Muslims. This term first emerged in the 1990s by French intelligence officials, alluding to London becoming a haven for Arab dissidents seeking to remove their governments. And as we know, if there is one country that sees Islam as a threat and wishes to extinguish it, it's France.
Ce qu'il faut rappeler ce soir, Alexandre, c'est que Londres a souvent été appelé le Londonistan.
Divisive and provocative, such words only serve to ignite the hatred of Islam and Muslims, and it is precisely the goal of such media outlets. But the reality is that London has always been a diverse city, and Muslims are part of that very diverse group. They stimulate the British economy with their businesses, produce some of the top doctors in the country, and strive to be good neighbors. London is home to a vast array of Muslim communities, originating from various ethnic and cultural backgrounds. The idea that they can be lumped together as a monolithic block is not only inaccurate, but also dangerous. It's important to acknowledge that, like any large community, there will be individuals who hold extremist views. However, these individuals do not represent the vast majority of London's Muslims, who only wish to live and practice their religion in peace and without compromise. London's Muslim community has consistently spoken out against cultural extremism. But the issue now is that despite the integration of Muslim communities in Britain, some media outlets are trying to label normative Islam as extremism. Long gone are the days when extremism referred to violence, and the idea of fasting, covering yourself, praying, and openly calling against sexual immorality is now what they demonize. They are basically bullying Muslims into thinking some aspects of their faith are inappropriate, and that the only acceptable form of Islam is secular Islam.
These men claim they're simply tackling drunken behaviour where alcohol's already banned from the streets, but they do share many of the same hardline beliefs as those arrested.
Alcohol is causing so much problems in the area. In fact, it's blighting the area. It causes crime, it causes people misbehaving and drunken and disorderly behaviour.
Would you condemn then the more intimidating patrols where they seem to be trying to impose Sharia law in a part of London?
I'm not here to condemn or condone anyone's action. What I'm here to say is that there's a problem.
But the truth is, Muslims are not going to give up their values because of Western bullying. Rather, Islam will keep growing and welcome new converts every single year. London is not Londonistan, and no replacement is taking place. The native British folks will not be kicked out of their houses or be subjected to the apartheid so many far-right British politicians openly support today. The only thing is, as the UK's population realize the true nature of Islam, it'll naturally drift towards it. and accept it like so many already did.
I'm PC Paul. I've been a police officer here for 16 years, and in January I reverted to Islam. Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy.
Islam is a force that cannot be stopped, and those who oppose it today are fighting in vain, a fight on the side of falsehood against the truth.